You probably know that you're supposed to rotate your tires every so often, but do you know why or how the rotation process works? In this video, we'll cover the importance of tire rotation, along with different methods of how to get it done. Let's go! First, let's talk about why rotating your tires is so important. Aside from maintaining an even tread wear pattern, rotating your tires also enhances your tires' overall wear quality and longevity. So, what happens if you don't rotate your tires? One of the biggest issues that can arise is uneven tread wear. Things like weight distribution, driving habits, and road conditions cause tires to naturally wear out unevenly over time. Without tire rotations, this uneven wear can reduce traction, decrease the lifespan of your tires, and even cause an increase in fuel consumption. Sticking to timely tire rotations ensures that your tires wear more evenly, keeping you and your vehicle safer on the road. At Discount Tire, we recommend rotating your tires every 6,000 to 8,000 miles to ensure your tires wear more evenly. And best of all, when you buy your tires from Discount Tire, we'll rotate and balance them at no charge for the life of the tires. Now for the fun part, let's go over different ways to rotate your tires. First up, a dually rotation. This is used for a truck with a 2-tire or dual tire setup on the rear axle. When rotating a dually, it is recommended that you rotate the tires in a circular pattern. To do this, take the front tires and put them on the outside of the rear axle. Move the tire from the outside of the rear axle to the inside of the rear axle. Finally, the tire that was on the inside of the rear axle should be placed on the front axle. Not too bad. Now, I'll show you two types of methods for rotating non-directional tires. These rotations should be used for non-directional tires only, which are tires featuring a symmetrical tread pattern and don't have any specific rotational arrows. You can tell because the tread pattern looks the same no matter which direction they're mounted. You can check to see if your tires are non-directional by looking at the sidewall. If you see any arrows or markings indicating a specific rotation direction, you have directional tires. Do not use this type of rotation on staggered fitment or directional tires, which we'll get into in a moment. The preferred rotation for non-directional tires is fairly straightforward. The tires on the front end are rotated to the rear. The tires on the rear get rotated to the front on the opposite side. So, the tire that was on the passenger rear is now the driver's front. The tire that was on the driver's rear is now the passenger side front. Easy. The alternate non-directional pattern rotation, also known as a cross rotation or the X pattern, is another common choice. The tires that are on the front are rotated to the back but on the opposite side. The tires from the back are rotated to the front and also moved to the opposite side. The effect is a cross or X pattern. Pretty simple. Next, we have a rotation for directional tires, which use a tread pattern that's angled to point in one direction. Proper rotation pattern for directional tires is much simpler than that of a standard rotation. The tires on the front get moved straight to the back. The back tires get rotated straight to the front. Directional tires should stay on the same side of the vehicle so as to ensure they remain facing the proper direction. Just like that. Now, let's take a look at rotating staggered fitment tires. A staggered fitment, sometimes called a staggered application, is when you use different sized wheels and tires on one axle of a vehicle, which can help increase handling and performance for specific vehicles or applications. Staggered fitments are specifically meant for rear-wheel drive vehicles, often seen in performance or racing sports. Staggered fitment tires can only be rotated from side to side. However, if the tires are directional, they'll have to be dismounted and reinstalled facing the opposite direction. Finally, let's go over a full-size spare rotation, also known as a 5-tire rotation. If your vehicle comes with a full-size spare, including it in the rotation process is a good way to get the most life possible out of all your tires and keep your spare from aging out of use. First, it's important to note that this rotation is not for temporary spares, which are intended for emergency use only. If you do have a full-size spare, the rotation process is easy. Place the full-size spare on the right rear, moving the original right rear tire to the left front. The left front becomes the left rear, and your right front becomes your new spare, just like that. If you have any more questions, or if your tires are due for a rotation, head on over to discounttire.com to book your appointment, or stop by your local Discount Tire store and we'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching.